Good morning, everyone. We are back and we are right on time. Just kidding. We're running a few minutes late, just like Eta, who appears to have lost 6 seconds on his clock. We'll get back to that in 1 sec. I'm Conrad. I'm here with Jesse. We're still in New Orleans. Nothing has changed. This morning, we have 4 more games at the Crescent City Cup before we decide our winner of the tournament and our winner of the other tournament and our winners in the other divisions. There's going to be a lot of winners today. Don't you like when there's a lot of winners?
In fact, everyone's a winner when we play Scrabble crossword game. Wow,
That's true. I feel like a winner,
Yes.
and I'm not even playing.
Speaking of winners, we've got 2 big-time winners on the stream. There are going to be 4 games today, so every game, crucial final placement, and especially for Eta here at 10-6. So our leader, Josh Sokol, has 12 wins. He had a spectacular victory against Dave Wiegand in the final round, which we did not cast. But in that game, he lost by 1 point and then won by a point on the recount. Sometimes our players are not human calculators. They get the score wrong. They verified the score. And it turned out that Josh had won by a single point, propelling him to first place in the tournament.
So some added drama about this was Josh went over on time. So he actually had the game won, then went over on time to lose by 1 instead of winning by 9. So maybe if he'd won by 9, they never even recount. Wouldn't have mattered. But I asked Dave, because Dave never gets the math wrong. Maybe once a tournament. And he said, well, Josh had played a bingo, and I hadn't recounted it because I was in the middle of already putting down my own bingo.
Oh, wow.
So in true Dave form, that was the reason. Sad.
Suitably chaotic finish, and yeah, we're in for even more drama tonight.
Yeah.
Tonight. This morning?
This morning, I don't know.
I don't know about tonight. I hope there's no drama tonight.
I hope there's no drama tonight.
I got to drive back to Texas.
And I need to fly home to Portland, Oregon. So, a good morning from the big, important Gatineau champion, Muffin with Tentacle. He won the real tournament this weekend, and he wants everyone to know that. Congrats to Muffin with Tentacle. Eta's clock did not start by mistake. I think they finally started his clock, and right when they started his clock for being tardy, he immediately showed up.
Yes, we should discuss in depth how the loss of 6 seconds from his clock will impact the outcome of this game. So if you know, Eta is a speed demon, like many of the Nigerian players. They generally, many of their tournaments are played with 22-minute clocks.
How it should be.
I shudder to think of having to do that.
Right.
But all that's to say, I don't think that if anyone's going to get into clock trouble in this game, I think it is more likely to be on Dave Wiegand's side.
It's more likely to just be neither of them.
You never know.
You never know. So Aura Swift was the first play, and Dave to respond.
It's interesting he lined up Ardor and decided not to play it there. Ardor. The more you say words, the less they make sense.
Especially with letters like R that you don't really enunciate with.
Ardor. Ardor there would have been 6 extra points. Actually pretty interesting. He kept that back. The D is a really nice tile to add to the E and the R there. So, and Aura does keep things a bit more tight. Aura doesn't take an S. So maybe that's what he's thinking. Eta definitely going to have a preference for a tighter, more defensive board.
Yeah,
I played some outrageous defensive games with him.
Oh, same, yeah.
I think I played him 4 times, I think, in the national championship 2 years ago, and each of them turned into these incredible grinding deadlocks. And Dave Wiegand has the first blank, and he puts down a beautiful word, euphracy.
Kind of didn't matter which word Eta played. If Dave was going to find that, he was going to have the opportunity.
That's right. That's a beautiful way of getting through those letters. Those high point bingos, more obscure, but we have Dave Wiegand showing the depths of his word knowledge. He knows them all, ladies and gentlemen, and he can find them.
It doesn't really give Eta too much back in the way of his ensuing bingo to come. You saw he has Delier spelled out. This does give back Perilled, but it's the same amount of points, maybe just a slightly better board shape. I didn't even know about that.
Yeah, Eta is going to stay in range with an immediate counter bingo, no blanks needed. Draws nicely into that DER leave.
Dave has found the vote shop.
And Eta looking a bit longer for 8-letter bingos. And sure enough, he doesn't just play Delier there. He plays Reallied through the A. About the same score. Do you see a reason for him to play Reallied there?
I think he wants the closed board, and in the short term, you do kind of get more of that from Reallied. It does sacrifice a few points. I think Perilled kind of accomplishes the same thing, even though it's a horizontal play for 3 more, 2 more, something like that. But I think that was probably what he was thinking. I understand not wanting to play Delier here.
Yeah, I've seen Eta make significant sacrifices in immediate point total to achieve the board shape that he desires.
Yeah.
So I think playing Perilled there could just be thematic, like he said.
Yeah.
And you have to think this will be on Dave's mind as well, where he may think that, given Eta's closed board prowess, he may think that he would prefer to keep things more on the open side. That's also kind of, as we discussed yesterday, that's sort of Dave's background is in playing wide open boards and just bingoing as much as possible. Not that he always plays that way, but that's sort of how the bingo flurry is how I think of Dave Wiegand.
It's his bread and butter, or dare I say his biscuit and butter, is to play the open board. But as I mentioned, if you were here yesterday on stream, he's gotten very good. He's been very good at learning how to play more closed controlled boards. He's like a master at shutting an open board down. So don't sleep on his ability to do so. Should he find himself in a lead here, Eta will need to be able to figure out how to keep it open should the need arise. At the moment, it's not immediately clear that that's going to be a need. But let's see what Dave does here with a good rack, but no bingos, no bings. He is Dr. Bing after all.
They're both in similar positions here where they need to, it's kind of a classic post bingo draw.
Yeah.
Decent tiles, needs to be groomed a little bit into the next bingo. And Eta, we talked about Dave being maybe the most accomplished North American player of currently active, let's say. And Eta, on his end, I would have to say is maybe the second biggest name in Nigerian Scrabble. With Wellington having won a world championship, Eta has been he's an immensely seasoned competitor. He's been at all the major championships, placed highly at world championships, Causeway, represented Nigeria at team championships.
Yeah.
He has a ton of big game experience. And that's one of his mental game, definitely one of his assets.
Yeah. But I have to ask you a tough question.
Oh, no.
Who would you say is the best Scrabble player actively currently living in Texas? Because last I heard, Eta Karo now lives in Texas.
He's in Dallas.
He's in Dallas,
right?
You don't have you don't have to answer that one. That's okay.
No, I think Eta is a really solid contender for that. Yeah.
The reason I wanted to specifically say this was not to put Jesse on the spot, but more to say in the last year and a half, we've had arguably 3 of the absolute best Nigerian players have made their way, at least semi-permanently, over to the U.S. between Eta, Wellington, and most recently Enoch Nwali setting up shop in Sacramento, California, alongside Wellington. I've just been super excited that we get a chance to play these guys so much more.
Yeah, it's just an infusion
Yeah.
of talent and dynamism to
Yeah.
the North American Collins game. It's been awesome.
Yeah. Like that's the only thing I want is to play more incredible players at all time. Oh, so exciting. Anyway, Hove came down from Dave, keeping a good leave. He was, of course, rewarded by drawing the WU. He did block SORRA. Ending bingo,
That's right. That's an
ending
important
in that.
hook.
Yeah. Which does that also not take an S? I can't remember. Regardless, it does give Eta a pretty good spot to play Va. And we're just gonna kind of chill there for a sec while Dave figures out what to do with pretty bad draw, to be honest.
Yeah, SORRA is still available if someone wants to play down from that.
Yeah.
And that would take an S.
It does.
Also, the
for
M
sure.
hook for Aura in front, Mora, MORRA.
Yeah.
That could be a really high scoring option with
Yeah.
either of the two M's that are still remaining. Yeah, they both made solid plays, but it didn't draw particularly well, and neither is particularly close to a bingo.
Yeah.
In this circumstance, I think they'll be pretty cagey about wanting to open. They should want to keep things pretty tight here.
Yeah.
For Dave here, you're really just trying to get rid of a lot of times the simplest way forward is you say, okay, what letters do I want to keep? Which is probably CEST. So you're wanting to get rid of the PUW combo. Of course, the problem is there are very few words with those letters, and it is quite difficult to get rid of all of those in one shot. So you're probably going to have to make some kind of a compromise here.
Yeah, it's too bad because the H is what he needed to get rid of all of those.
Exactly, and it got blocked.
That got blocked.
You could play TWP here,
and
2 at the top of the board. That looks like a solid offering, 20 points. CESU, fairly tolerable. The U is not a letter we like in general, but it is manageable in the context of these other letters. Q goes down for 22. That's really interesting because he actually plays off the E, but keeps another consonant, which that's a better ratio of vowels to consonants there.
I'm not. Yeah, it's possible he could have missed TWP. It's like that's kind of one of those words you could miss. I don't want to just say he missed it and didn't just not choose it, but
yeah, I would think CSTU has a lot of disaster potential. Keeping that E seems important to me, but Pew also does set up. Well, Pew actually set up some really big scoring spots for the Z and the X. Eta, I mean, given how long Dave took, I would think Eta at least has to wonder if Dave is maybe trying to set up a Z or an X, although we can see that he doesn't have it. I think he's going to block there almost immediately. He has bet lined up already.
He probably will. Chat notes that Dave could have played WHEEP through the H and the E for 2 more points, which kind of seems just like a strictly better play because it doesn't offer that hook, and Dave does have an S.
Right, and as his shoes, I mean, Eta could very well see that Dave had weep, and he will read this.
He'll read them.
He will absolutely read Pew as a setup and immediately stifle it.
Yeah. The fun bisect could play there if you wanted to go like max points.
I think Eta recognizes the S is important to hold on to.
Yeah.
For the Sora, whatever that means, hook, and the U hook, STT. So not the worst keep here. Lots of disaster potential, but could turn into a bingo decently often. There's the hook at the top of the board, the 2 hook where a T could go. That is in a pretty solid spot here. Yeah,
I'm kind of surprised he didn't want to keep maybe a slightly more balanced leave.
Which he had the chance to do with bet, but it would have been significantly fewer points.
Significantly fewer points. So I guess it's weird to me. I guess like if you want to go all out, take bisect here for the points, which is 43. He's kind of like choosing the.
Oh, I see. Putting the B up to the triple. Yeah, that bisect looks really, really strong. That S is such a good asset, though, that I could see it going either way.
Yeah, it just seems like an interesting like middling play. I usually kind of like to commit one way or the other, but it's not like a huge. may not even be a mistake. Who knows?
It's going to pay off for him because Eta has I don't know if he's found it yet, but he has stomata.
He sure does.
And I think he's going to find that one
I
as one of the elite Nigerian.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Hello to my mom, who's in chat. Hope you're doing well, Mom.
Yeah, as one of the elite players out of Nigeria, one of Eta's attributes is just having deep dictionary knowledge. I feel like I keep saying that with almost every matchup, but I would be pretty positive he will find stomata here, even if he's not flashing it to us.
Sounds like he immediately flashed it as soon as he
did he?
As soon as he got it, yeah. Oh wow, the best play for Dave here is very, very cute. Let's see if Jesse can find it. I cheated because I'm still waking up and having coffee.
I guess it's not sauce and Sora.
No.
Let's see. I don't think that was the cute play. Is it something?
Oh, this happened again. We had cute was the play that Josh missed.
Is that actually that was the play you were talking about?
No.
Were you making a pun?
No, Koto next to the O, through the O and Sora, overlapping a bunch of tiles for 36. Clear best play here.
Star play, yeah. Definitely findable by Dave there.
Yeah.
Feels like he kind of rushed that. I mean, he's already down to 15 minutes. Feels like he's actually burned a lot of time without getting a lot for it, or making a few plays in a row where he had better options. Stomata hitting the board, very nice for Eta, putting the in classic Nigerian style, slapping down the first and the last letter first, so that your opponent immediately knows that they're in trouble.
Yeah, and then putting them down, the rest of them down, kind of just waiting for a minute to decide if he's even going to play all the letters.
You see Dave with the smirk there, recognizing that the boom is coming.
Yeah. Dave might be feeling a little nervous this morning. So we did our usual anagrams games last night, and Dave might just be feeling like the guard is changing in anagrams because he got absolutely crushed.
No way.
By Zach Ansel, who has now memorized all of the 15s. It had stolen 3 15s by the time the game was over.
I don't want to invoke the movie No Country for Old Men, but there are days in the Scrabble world. Life comes at you fast.
This is one of those moments. It was a crushing. Anyway, Stomata's coming down after like 14 hours of sitting there.
What was that? That was odd that he would burn that time there.
He just felt bad for Dave. I don't know. That's all I can think of.
Doesn't play Stomata and Sora. Doesn't guarantee that he hasn't seen Sora. Sora. Of course, Stomata did not fit hooking the M on the left side. Stomata does set up an L, so there is a new lane hooking Stomatal a little bit.
Yeah,
and difficult to fit in, but could be high points.
And that might be he just took the right hand side play just for the safety. It does open left.
I think it is strictly better. You don't want to set up the L hook in response, although only 2 L's remaining. But still, I think I agree with that. The score is pretty close.
Yeah.
This way does with a great draw.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And it's reasonably likely that Dave would consider opening here.
Right. He may just open things up and immediately give Eta his next bingo. This is going to be interesting. But I think the best players in this position at a deficit find ways to open in calculated manners that don't just give a ton back, but that are pretty selective about what they open up in a way that maximizes their rack without being overly volatile.
Yeah, and I think this is a good example. Maybe you can kind of talk a little bit about what you said yesterday, where you're kind of trying to find the middle between the right bingo tiles and the right amount of points. You kind of look back, what's your ideal case here, since you can't bingo with Dave's tiles, like he's going to show us right now, but that's what he wants to get rid of, right?
Right. Those are the 3 worst letters on his rack: the duplicate A, the O, not as good as the other vowels, and a G. We don't like G's here. If there's one theme for the weekend, it's us casting aspersions at G's.
Cesar paid us to do that. No. He thinks it's the best. He thinks it's the best style, I think.
I have comments about that I will refrain from in the interest of not ranting.
Yeah.
But
But
go as a solid way of proceeding. It doesn't really open too much.
Yeah.
It doesn't overreact.
Yeah.
Good move.
Because you could have played really quickly here and played a go or something next to Stomata, which immediately gives back the bingo. This was the safer play, and honestly, works out great for Dave. He avoids the double whammy, and Ed is going to have to find something else to do here. He should be able to score and keep a good lead just fine.
Right. Toge could have gone down that last turn, Togae, from the right T to open things up. That could have been another option. I like what Dave did here, though. He has enough hooks. He has the Sora hook, which I'm sure he's seen.
Yeah.
He can play to the D. He can bingo. He can hook an S on Peta, even the left side of the board. So, yeah, I think good to hold that E and not overreact. From Eta's perspective, his bingo doesn't go down, which is not shocking. He has some good scoring plays I see off the bat, like Fared, which tightens things up pretty nicely, takes out the stomatal hook.
Yeah, it seems great. Seems great to me, honestly.
Leaves RT as well, has it can draw nicely into bingos. It reaches for a blank.
Blocks the Peta's hook as well, so there's really only one area of the board you can even bingo on.
Right, and he can, knowing Eta, he will be very methodical about shutting things down on subsequent turns. He can play fair this turn, block the bottom right side, and next turn he's going to go block the bottom left side. And unless Dave works to open it, he could be in coffin corner here pretty quickly.
Yeah, and you know that Ed is already just thinking about how am I going to block that left side next turn.
Absolutely.
Maybe a 6-letter play to the D or something, and we'll see. Dave has a great rack, but he doesn't have anything, right? Maybe owing to how close the board is, possible he may just have to play right next to Fared. I don't know.
Right. Interesting spot here. I do not believe he has a playable bingo.
Yeah.
He may want to cash an S here, and he could do something like, I don't know, send and add. It's about 30 points, reopens the right side of the board, keeps AST, which isn't superlative, but there are 5 E's left, so it has some chance at completing. The main thing in Dave's position is not just keeping good letters, but he needs to open new parts of the board because things are going to get close. He doesn't want to touch the left side.
Yeah.
He needs to keep that open, and he has to do something that opens more of the board. Maybe devs and shove, but
that was Tabs was suggested as a similar option. Chet has found the top scoring play of Tased, fully overlapping Fared, but oft doesn't really take much anything. So
Tased is
risky.
Eta has a shockingly poor draw.
Yeah, that's
wow. We'll get to that in a minute, but yeah, I think Dave is going to see Tased and pass it up. It looks like he's even he has Tases lined up, and Tased is strictly better than that.
Yeah.
To me, Tavs here, I guess putting the T there kind of works with his rack with both S's. He could draw into standers or standees.
Well, he might just play Tavs, add the S on, so keep send.
Right. Yeah. Right.
I think that actually might be what he has spelled. I mean, his Taze is spelled out, but I have to wonder maybe he has.
Tavs is going to be an incredible lifeline for Eta, though, because that's going to go down. Eta's going to play through the A. Block the top left and get bailed out of jail with getting rid of 3 of his consonants there. So it's actually this is a crucial turning point. I don't find, if you play Tabs, I don't find the new threat at the top. While it is large, it's quite difficult to hit.
Yeah.
And in Eta's shoes with a normal rack, I would just proceed by ignoring it and continuing to block the rest of the board.
Yeah.
Eta has the M for Mora, which is going to really come in handy. He's probably going to want to save that.
Yeah.
And
or for MY, honestly.
Or for MY. Absolutely. But so in Dave's shoes here, I'm going on the right side with I don't know if going full send is the
full send
the way to go, but I think You could do tend as well if you want to give away less about your rack, but I think tend. Eta's just going to assume that Dave has an S otherwise, because otherwise, what is he doing?
Yeah. It's worth noting there are 5 E's unseen. There are approximately 47 I's left. No, 6 I's left. Only 1 A to be played and only 2 T's to be played. So Dave also is going to probably start thinking a little bit about what letters are you more likely to draw. Like that N is kind of really not what you want. There's no N's have been played yet, in fact.
Wow. Yeah, I'm sticking with send here.
I think especially looking at the pool, send makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense to me.
Keep that A. That's actually quite a valuable asset there.
Yeah. So navs, I guess, would be an improvement on tabs. It's an easier lane to hit, I think.
I don't like putting the
But-
N in second position. I think the T, especially holding the S,
Yeah.
I wouldn't put an N in second position.
Yeah.
The T is more of a threat.
And I
me.
think part of it is like there's still there's 43 unseen tiles. Like tabs, navs, whatever. That's a play you make when there's 15 tiles left and you really need to open a second lane and force your opponent to make a decision. We're not at that point in the game right now. We're just not. There's still plenty of time. Dave can open the right side
it's a little
of the board.
too desperate to play that right now.
I think so. Yeah, there are definitely like situations where I would want to open that.
I get
triple.
I guess it can get shut down so easily. If you put tabs on the board, you could just play you can dink a 2-tile play
Right.
for 26 points. It might let you clean your rack. You could play a 6-tile play to the right of the T and
yeah,
maybe blow through your rack and bring the end of the game closer. Yeah, he does recognize with devs. Yeah, this is going to be a lifeline at the
it really is.
huge swing.
Yeah,
I
think it's just too early to make this play, honestly.
Yeah, I would do rent as Eta and hold the M for
Yeah.
Mora. I think he's going to consider that. Another advantage of not playing. Yeah, he already has it. Very good. So that shows that he knows what he's doing with the M, and he's keeping that as a scoring tile. He's keeping that in the Mora. That's awesome play.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, putting the R there also means that if you want to fish a Val, you only get 15 from it instead of
Right.
21.
Yep.
Sounds minor, but yeah, love rent there. Love rent.
Yes.
Said in my old neighborhood of East Village.
You know, I'd like to welcome you to home ownership, Lisa Lee. You don't have to love rent anymore. I'll give Jesse some congrats as Dave picks up the Z.
Just tell me what to do with my bamboo.
Yeah, I can't help you with that. Get rid of it as soon as humanly possible. Or draw the Z so you can play ads for 50.
Well, that'll help.
Those playing at home and believe that a sim could give you a good answer here, Send did win the sim. I don't really think you can get too much out of a sim here, but
yeah, the problem with the Quackle and a sim is that it doesn't. It's not gonna the defensive factor is not going to reflect Eta's acumen for sniffing out openings and crushing them.
But the fact that Send still won,
right?
Because if anything, the defense would make it, or the taking into account defense would make it worse.
Oh, this is super interesting. Azon hits the board. Dave only has 7 minutes left.
Dave only has 7 minutes left, and look at what he's opened for. Eta has Melter plus Q.
Super interesting play. So Dave catches up a lot on the score, but adds re-overlaps with the E.
And I mean, Melter alone will score a bajillion.
That's right. Eta can just wait to play the Q.
But if he plays Melter, Dave is now drawn foisted.
But
oh my goodness.
Yeah. Oh, this is such an interesting spot. I wonder Eta will think about how to block things as much as possible. I don't think he's going to rush this and play Melter.
Now, do you think Dave may have rushed it? Because Dave actually could have held the Z back. We'll come back to this in a sec. He's going to play meter, and we
Foisted
know that
is going to come down.
Dave will play foisted back.
Oh boy.
As this is happening, Dave could have played Fatso. 5-tile hooking fared for OFF, MAA, Arts, TES, and ADO, saving the Z for 56.
Right, but where does the Z go after that?
I don't know, but
It is a pretty cool play, but
It
he
doesn't.
probably did rush it a bit, but I also
Yeah.
don't know what the Z was going to do there.
It's. I think it's more like what does Eta do to try to close the board further? The Z's a great overlapping tile. Just kind of a cool play.
Yeah, for sure.
Azon
Dave.
just does give a lot back. It is very addressable. You just need to draw foisted.
Dave going to take the lead here, and Eta's going to have the Q. Eta definitely at a disadvantage here. Really depends on his draw. Does draw the 50-point J play to keep him alive. He's going to need some help beyond that, but he's going to get that J play down immediately. Push Dave on the clock. Dave
Yep.
with only 6 minutes and 45 seconds, desperately low on time for this stage of the game. Draws the blank, but a pretty weird, clunky combination. Really needs some easy plays he can make here to get himself back on the right side of the clock. But I don't see anything simple that presents itself. This is going to be quite hard.
Not immediately. Yeah. The U sucks here. The second U also sucks.
Right. He doesn't even know. He might think the U's are good to have with the Q, but we know that Eta already has the Q. Eta draws the I at least. There are going to be no U's for Eta to draw. The Q is such an albatross here.
Yeah.
How is he going to offload it? May not even be able to exchange it depending on how things go. Or maybe he'll choose to exchange it immediately, but there are 2 U's left for Eta to draw. He might just hold the Q and think he can get through it. Dave tells us his rack sucks.
Yes.
Yeah, we see that, Dave.
But if he's looking at the pool right now, Dave knows if he can get through that UUX,
it's all good from there, right?
Yeah, obviously, other than the Q, 1 Y hanging around, but there's some good letters. 4 I's, 2 G's. I mean, those aren't great, don't get me wrong, but the N, the N plays nicely here. Couple E's left. So okay, it's average. It's just the tiles mix decently well with what he has.
They have the
Toro.
worst of the pool.
Yeah.
He may be making this play as a blocking play
and a setup.
Tries to set up the X, but he's set up.
He's set up QI.
Oh, I wonder about this. Did he? Well, he just doesn't have a lot of time. He burned 2 more of the minutes. He only has 5 minutes left to finish the game.
Yeah,
and I wonder if he might have. Maybe he infers that Eta doesn't have the Q. I don't know.
I mean, I think it's a it's a semi bluff and a setup, right? He's also drawing, which he's hit is everyone's favorite word on the right side, making adzes. So adzes, ORE, and sex is like 50 points. So Dave's basically just fishing for that.
You think he was fishing for an E for sex?
He was fishing for sex.
But if you're at the, you got to play QI here. I'm almost surprised it hasn't hit the board yet. Max pressure on Dave. Dave is going to have a simple response. Eta may be reluctant to play QI here because there are 2 N's unseen in the pool. So he might think that he's setting up Dave for a big scoring play. Probably doesn't want to play QIN either because he doesn't have the S, and the S and the blank are unseen.
Yeah.
So he's worried about getting whacked for a big play there. He just needs to play QI and draw a play hooking QIN.
Yeah. What do you think Dave is thinking the blank is spelled out on his rack right now? Cuke?
Oh. There is some really gnarly options there.
My mom wants to know if you're Jesse.
Yep. That's me.
That's Jesse.
Hi.
So Dave now has sex, but he also has D-sex for a bunch of points just opened up. D-sex does, however,
unsex. He has unsex.
Yeah. Even better. Only risk about that, not that Dave can really be too worried about risks at the moment. He's got a scoring needs to not stop here. Is that EX does open a, all things considered, not a bad lane for Eta, maybe to bingo back, although
he has the blank he's going to cash the blank. I see.
There's room for 7 letters underneath maybe an ING bingo, but as I look at it, there's not really LI blank blank ING actually doesn't really do much anything. So
yeah, Eta would need to have it immediately.
You need to have it immediately, yeah.
But you're right, it's not impossible. You could have Linning.
Yeah. It's almost worth wondering, like if you're in Dave's position here, he is down 51. Obviously, Unsec scores a bunch of points, but is it ever worth keeping the blank here when you can already score so many points? And as I say that, Dave is actually rearranging his rack to consider that exact option.
Right. XU here pointed out by the world's youngest grandmaster. Congratulations, Madov.
Nice.
Points out XU holding the blank back. Pretty interesting move for 34 points. But the one thing about XU there is what are you going to use the blank for that is more valuable down the road?
If anything, it's almost maybe just like for defense or something. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's right. Maybe it gives you more flexibility, or maybe it makes Eta's play tougher because he might think that the blank is available to him. That's a good point.
Yeah. I do note perhaps, I mean, he'll, could draw an eye, but the koi spot may be looming pretty large in the end game.
Oh,
KO.
Eta threatening nibbling here. Is nibbling's good, right? NIBLING.
It should
like
be.
A
It sounds
nephew, sibling.
sounds like a.
Can he threaten nibbling in 2 spots?
Yeah, nibbling is good.
Dave draws really well after Unsex. He's going to be very pleased to see that. Draws a lot of the key scoring tiles.
Yeah.
Good chance of being able to outrun. Yeah, if you're Eta, I think you just need to hope you draw nibbling and hope that Dave combusts or something like that. I don't know what else there is to do.
Yeah. Is there a way to, gosh, just the board's just so spent. I don't really know. How do you even open something else? Is there a way for him to ever just try to outrun? I mean, he is only down 15, right?
His tiles are just so
They're so bad. Yeah, they're just so bad. I mean, do you ever just play Ling at the bottom and just hope for the best? I don't know.
Yeah, you'd have to have specific outplays.
Yeah.
But there's not really anywhere. If you have a 5-tile rack, it's going to be quite difficult to play that off anywhere.
Yeah. This is not a 2-day tournament. It's in fact a 3-day tournament.
That's right.
And the best is yet to come.
Eta's rack, Bling LN, I do believe.
Yeah.
Bling is Scrabble acceptable, as is blingy. Is bling a verb yet?
I think so.
Nice. 2L.
Yeah, it's actually even TWL. And Bingled, of course, Dave Dr. Bingle Wiegand. Bingling, as Panit likes to call him. Shout out to Panit.
Yeah, trust Scrabble players come up with a lot of goofy nicknames for each other.
Yeah.
Eta doing some retracking. Is Eta one of the players who only tracks close to the end of the game? Have you seen that before?
I don't know offhand. I think he is a track as they go. Dave actually tends to wait until the 5th or 6th turn. I take after him. We wait for our opponent so we usually play pretty fast. Wait for a time where we have a minute or two and then just start tracking.
Do it all at once. That makes sense.
Yeah, but not all the way at the end of the game because Dave, for example, when he played Debs earlier on, I think he was looking at the pool to see that lots of E's, no A's left, etc.
Yeah, it was brought up that maybe Eta could have gone with Trem to keep things tighter instead of meter. And I agree with that. I think he rushed to meter a bit. Putting the M there, doubling the M would have been really nice. Still scores a lot.
Yeah.
But I think he could have kept it tighter there. And even he would love to have an E right now. He never drew another E after playing 2 of them off with meter.
Yeah.
So I agree with Trem. I think he played that quickly to try to put pressure on Dave, given how low he was.
Yeah.
And Trem isn't. You could still very plausibly draw bingos there. ES bingos continue to fit. And after Trem, it's not commandingly better, but I think it's worth considering at least.
Yeah, and it's also worth noting there is a bit of a confirmation bias because Azon saves three letters. Like a lot of the time, Dave just doesn't. Like, he probably has an S in his range because he played Debs, but he's drawing 4 tiles. There's a lot of volatility. Foisted was kind of like a worst case scenario, but maybe if you're Edo, like you can kind of afford to play more for the worst case scenario here.
That's right. He had a pretty good lead there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not to do the whole dictionary thing too much, but I think it's risk analysis for me personally has been the biggest difference between the two dictionaries.
Sure.
In a Meow game, I think I would actually feel a lot safer knowing I should just block.
Just play trim.
Yeah. To me, it's like it's an easy just don't open anything. In Collins, like there's always there's another option somewhere. Like always, I start to wonder, like, well,
Yeah, just more bingos that end in
yeah,
battles as well.
Yeah, should scoring just never stop? I don't know.
Yeah, that's I think you're right. It does feel like a toss up. But if I frame it this way, let's say I just put it in the abstract and I say, okay, you can put meter on the board and leave bingos open, or you can do 10 points left, 10 points less, but keep an E.
Yeah.
And keep the board tighter.
Yeah.
I think you're going to do the latter usually, right?
More often than not, you probably will. Yeah. And he had the time to think about it.
Right.
Why does that look like Ben Schoenbruh, which is actually great name.
I'm going to call him the Schoenbruh.
Yeah.
Just in general, and that was him.
That was him. Yeah. There's a very good reason for why you think that.
The sight of Ben Schoenbruh in the wild. What a beautiful thing.
A wild Benji has appeared.
Yeah, maybe Eta could think about nil here, keeping BGN. I don't know if that has any better potential to. Yeah, he's going to go for trying to draw an outplay.
Yeah, I mean, I get the perspective. There's not really a clear way for how to do anything else. I just don't know how. I don't know.
Yeah, what would he draw there that would be helpful, significantly helpful?
Yeah.
What is he hoping to draw there? I mean, that's about as good as he can get.
Yeah, I mean, like the most obvious thing would be to play something with shovel, but that you just makes it terrible, right? Like
almost need to draw something to the C, an outplay to the C.
Yeah,
but with BLN, I don't think you're ever doing that.
Yeah, Blinick pertaining to Blinis.
Yeah, and Dave
back to yesterday. I don't know.
Right, Dave at an 11-point deficit, but kind of like we spent a lot of time yesterday talking about in the end game, it's all about going first. Dave has ample rack flexibility here, and he's just gonna. He basically has his pick of the litter. He can all he's got to do is just make 2 plays that exhaust all his tiles.
But he does need to like stop and think though, because like ABILN, like that's pretty ideal from Eda's rack to maybe be threatening something.
Right. He does it. He has to trust his tracking. He only has 2 minutes, so the pressure is going to mount here. You definitely want more time to play an endgame than Dave actually has here.
Yeah.
And you're right. It's not a no pressure situation by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah. So this is interesting, Jesse. I'm looking at Quackle is telling me this.
Huh?
Quackle is telling me that Dave has no wins.
What?
This can't be right? Can Dave just not go out in 2? Does he just have no play? Is Quackle high? I'm not.
Huh?
What?
That is definitely the most surprised I've been so far this tournament.
Yeah, according to
so stomatal could be important. Think about Bowel and stomatal.
Stomatal appears to be the key here. It actually looks like.
Oh my god!
I actually don't think Dave has a single win
here. Way.
At least
can he just block stomatal? Why would
no shovel?
So it's an out in.
Dave
can't get out in 2.
I mean, I think that might be that maybe Quackle just doesn't know where the out in 2 is.
No, hold on.
Where's the?
I'm flabbergasted.
Now again, I'm using Quackle's championship player, so it does miss stuff, but
That is outrageous. Shovel and Stomatal.
according to me, or according to my
KI, that's the best play in the analysis. I cannot believe what I'm watching. That's the best play, but it's not going to go out. Dave Wiegand, 9 seconds.
oh my
You're
god,
kidding me.
KI is
Stomatal's going to go down. He's surely seen Stomatal or Shovel, either one.
yeah. I mean the key is seeing those and then AB.
Where does AB go?
Amma and Bar. That's the key play actually. If you see all the hooks for the L.
Oh, like AB, Emma and Bar. So he needs to play nil. Unbelievable.
No, he needs
Dave was only down 11. He couldn't
Ab or nil, the only winning plays here. You can play in either order, works.
And Eta can just take his time. He doesn't know it, but he can just take his time and win. It's a 1-point win. It's a 1-point win.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god. What does Dave do?
I believe Ego.
Ego where? YGO at the bottom left.
Under unsec.
I can't believe that's not enough points.
I know, it's just he was down 11. It's just like
Eta has nil. Eta has nil lined up. He's thinking about Bal and Lar. You need the L. You need the L, Eta. Stomatal, Shovel. Does it have to be Stomatal to Shovel?
No, I think it has to be. No, he specifically has to play Shovel. I think he has to play Shovel specifically.
What?
Sorry, I didn't go through all the.
What?
Yeah, he has to play Shovel specifically.
No, show me. What?
Yeah.
To play Ab and Anil?
Well, no, he can play Ab first, but he can't play this nil. If he plays this nil,
it's only 15.
It's one fewer point, and Ego ties. So he has to play Shovel and nil to win, or Ab. Ab works.
Bow loses. He lined up Bow.
So Stomatal and nil just never wins. He just can't. He has to find the Shovel hook.
Unbelievable. Dave had Ego 5 minutes at his clock. I cannot believe what I'm watching. Dave identifies as mathematically perfect endgame. Can his opponent identify his mathematically perfect endgame?
And does
he want to play fast to put pressure on Dave? He doesn't know that Dave already has the perfect play lined up.
And hilariously, if it ends up being nil and Stomatal,
he blocks Ego.
Oh no!
Saves Bal, saves Stomatal.
Again, I haven't
What
perfectly.
was that? Bal Shovel. Was that enough? Dave clutches his head. It's not enough. Bal Shovel.
What did Dave?
Bal wins. Dave plays.
Dave played the wrong letter. He put the wrong. Oh, and what? He put the wrong letter down.
Eta with the fist pump. I can't believe what I'm watching.
Guys, Dave put the wrong letter down. He had the tie. He put the wrong letter down. He just played Lynch.
I cannot believe what I just saw.
Dave, guys, do you understand? He put the wrong letter down and lost.
I cannot believe what I just saw.
Dave put the wrong letter down and lost.
I cannot believe what I'm seeing.
Okay, so let's just take a breath here, and then we'll go to the game in 1 sec. If Dave puts down O-N-Y, he ties.
To Bal and Shovel?
Yeah.
Wow.
So Dave had the tie because Eta blew the end game.
Holy cow!
But he put the wrong letter down.
We were saying
anyway. Let's go to the live the camera. Oh my god.
Let me see. If I do this, so I'll be leading with That's an outright loss. Yeah, I see it. I see it. That's an outright loss. Crazy game. Well, you were under time pressure, actually. It wasn't your fault.
I just picked the wrong tile. Yeah.
I didn't even bother to check this. I didn't even bother to check this. Yeah, I didn't bother to check. So even, maybe if I'd given 5, I mean, I still would have won even with that. I didn't bother to check. It's okay. I don't think it's the wrong one.
I've never done that before. I just
Say what?
I don't think I've ever done that before. I
Yeah.
thought I was playing.
Oh, it's okay. I didn't bother to check. Or it didn't occur to me. So 18 plus 12. That's 30. So 4-7.
That just should have challenged Lynch, but yeah.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Unreal. I don't think I've ever seen Dave
4-5-9 for
do
you.
something like that.
Dave just said, I have never done that before in my career. We have just witnessed. I give Eta so much credit for how he played that end game. I was skeptical, but the block forcing Dave to react under time pressure, it's just a really hard thing to execute mechanically. Takes Dave down an unexpected path. I mean, yeah, you expect Dave to get that word down and get the tie.
Yeah.
And Eta did have a 1-point win, even conceding ego. But you saw afterwards, Eta saw the ab going down and the nil possibility, and just doing some really stellar calculation under pressure, finding in as a shifty jab to surprise Dave.
Though at the same time, like, he did just have a win.
He did just have a win.
Like, you do have to find ab there. I really think. That said,
yeah, just
wow,
pinnacle of high level competition.
Yeah,
just awesome Scrabble to start the day, and that puts Josh Sokol 2 games clear of the field.
Yeah,
Josh was looking on excitedly from our booth. Did what I would have to call a jig.
Yes, he was
upon realizing that Dave had just lost the game.
That is literally a once in a lifetime moment.
That may never happen again to
Yeah.
Dave Wiegand.
Might happen to other
But
Daves,
we've seen it.
But yeah. But not Dave Wiegand. That is I'm shook.
But you have to go back a little bit to Dave's usage of time earlier in the game, because if he had more than 9 seconds, there's no chance that that's happening. I mean, it's very unlikely to happen anyway, but you really have to question some of the ways that he allocated his time earlier in the game. I have seen him burn time on these decisions, on these tight decisions earlier in games, in other matches I played with him.
Yeah,
where he's been driven into time pressure, and he had to pay the ultimate price this game.
Yeah.
And KI was optimal, so he had 2 minutes, found the optimal winning, or not winning, but the optimal beginning of the sequence with KI. And in fact, even his intended move of ONY, that would have been like the best possible move he can make.
Yeah.
Under the circumstances. So Dave finds all the perfect plays, just cannot quite execute under the time pressure.
Yep. Again, you play like Hove. Like, he had Hove set up for 3 minutes. I think he spent 3 minutes on that play.
Yeah, right. He spent 3 minutes on Hove. Trying to think which other specific plays.
Pew, which was probably arguably like the only small mistake that Dave definitely he missed the play there.
Right, between Hove, Pew, and Devs, I think Dave spent about 10 minutes.
Oh, at least. Yeah. He was under 11 minutes after Devs.
That's right.
Or under 12 minutes, I think.
Will Anderson, wherever you are, this is one of your games. You're welcome.
Wanderer is out wandering somewhere right now. He's wandering around somewhere, and just all of a sudden his head just shot up.
Yeah, absolute
Yeah.
cinema.
Though I kind of feel bad if you post this one and just razz Wiegand online, kind of sucks. But
I mean, Dave played near perfectly. It seemed like Eta had one vowel at the end. He had no vowels and one vowel. I mean, you have to give Eta a ton of credit for having the belief, trying Ling, recognizing that there was an inch of an opportunity. Probably saw that the L was a valuable asset, and instead of trying something truly desperate, goes for an endgame squeeze, pulls it off. Give him abundant credit there. Really, masterclass.
Anyway, I think we're going to take a break for a sec. Let's all just take a deep breath before the next game. I think we all need it, Dave especially. We'll be back in a couple minutes here from New Orleans, Louisiana.